Today I'm here to talk about a new character that will be introduced to season 4 of The Walking Dead. For some of you who may not know, they will start filming season 4 next month on May 6th in Sonora, Georgia. So now let's talk about Roy Stark. First, when I heard this name, I was like, this a funny name. I ain't gonna lie, it's a funny name, but then again, it's a cool name because you have Tony Stark from Iron Man, and to me, Tony Stark is a cool name. Like I say, Roy Stark is funny, but then again, it's cool at the same time. And Roy Stark will be a regular character on season 4. So that means we will see a lot of him in season 4. And he will be introduced in the first episode of season 4. So I can't wait to see what Roy Stark is going to do. Now, I did read up a little bit about his character. But let me say this. It's unknown exactly what he did before the zombie apocalypse occurred. But they did mention what he did after it occurred. And it's revealed that he was in the army and he was a medic. Now, being a medic could help Rick out. And I'm not saying that. I highly doubt that Roy Stark is going to be with Rick when season 4 first starts up. Because remember what I just said. He will be in the first episode of season 4. So I highly doubt he's going to be with Rick Group. But if you add him to Rick Group, you will have 3 medics. You will have Carol, you will have Herschel, and you will have Roy Stark. So that'll be cool. I'm pretty sure he will eventually join the group. But right now, I kind of see the governor meeting him at some point. And let me say this. There will be a time skip again. Now remember when season 3 aired. When the first episode came off of season 3 titled Seed, it's revealed that it was an 8-month time skip. So it's revealed for season 4 that it will be another time skip. It's unknown. Well, it's unknown about the exact number, how many months will be gone by when season 4 air is unknown about that, but there will be a time skip. Now about Roy Stark, it basically says about he was a farmer. He was in the army, and he was a medic in the army. And it also goes on to say he is hunted by his past. And it also says he's loony. And he uses this to basically cover up what he did and basically cover up his pain. And he also puts a self-confidence face on for the public. And this right here means that he basically does this to mask the inner pain that he's really feeling. He don't want nobody to know exactly how he feels. So basically, like I say, he puts on this confidence face. He likes to joke, but deep down inside, he's really hurt about what he did in the past. And like I said, it hunts him. So now let's talk about Roy Stark, as I just stated. A lot of people said he could be Abraham. That doesn't necessarily mean he could be Abraham just because he has a dark past. Now, Abraham has a dark past that always hunted him too in the comic books. Yeah, Abraham Ford, he was in the army too. And he also was an army medic. But that does not mean Roy Stark. That does not mean that Roy Stark is Abraham. Roy Stark could be his own individual character. Just like Merle. Merle is not in the comic books, but he was in the TV show. Daryl is not in the comic books, but he was in the TV show. Like the Vitos gang from season 1. That wasn't in the comic books, but they're in a TV show. They was their own individual characters. They was new characters introduced to the series. But they wasn't in the comic book. So now with all that being said, like I say, it does not mean Roy Stark does not mean it's Abraham. He could have the same similar the similar traits. He could have the same similar traits as Abraham, but that does not mean he's Abraham. And it also have another guy that they suspect that could be Roy Stark. His name is Bob. Now Bob is with Woodbury in the comic books, but Bob is not dead. It's unknown exactly what happened to Bob in the comic books because he was with the governor and he was left back in Woodbury. So it was unknown about Bob. And Robert Kirkman did state that he will someday, or he hoped one day he will bring Bob back into the comic book because it's unknown exactly what happened to him after the governor, I don't want to spoil nothing, but next, other people has been speculating that it could be Gabriel. Now Gabriel is a preacher from the comic book, but to me it couldn't be Gabriel because Gabriel wasn't in the army. We don't know nothing about Gabriel. Gabriel is still alive in the comic book. We don't know nothing about him. The only thing you know about Gabriel that he was a preacher, and when the zombie apocalypse occurred, he hid up in the church. It's the only thing we know about Gabriel. It's the only thing. But like I say, Roy Stark could be his own individual character. He could be a new character being introduced to the TV series. The comic book have characters that's not in the TV series, and the TV series have characters that's not in the comic books. Now, like I said, he could have the same similar traits as Abraham because Abraham has a hunted past that he doesn't like to talk about. He only talked about it once, and that was to Rick. And let me tell y'all why his past, why Abraham doesn't like his past. And you can understand once I tell you this. When the zombie apocalypse occurred, Abraham had a 6-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son, and also he had his ex-wife. Now, when the zombie apocalypse occurred, he was living in a store with a whole bunch of refugees. People that were seeking shelter. So Abraham and his family was living with those random people. One day, Abraham left the store to go salvage or look for some food. He gets back and he finds his daughter, his 6-year-old daughter, and his ex-wife was raped by these men that was living in that store with them. A 6-year-old girl was raped, and they took his 8-year-old son and made him watch them while they raped his mother and raped his sister. Abraham got so blinded by rage, he killed every single person in that store with his bare hands. I mean it, his bare hands. This man is nothing to play with. Nothing. Also, what made Abraham's family leave him? He picked up a child. Listen to me. Abraham was so powerful. He picked up a little child and he ripped this child inside out with his bare hands. That's how much rage he had. That's how bad he was blinded by rage. And you know what they say about rage. Normally see physical and impossible things. Listen to what I just said. You will normally you wouldn't normally see physical and impossibly things. But man, when you have a person like Abraham in rage, those things that aren't possible, you see this. I never thought it was possible to rip a human inside out with your bare hands. Abraham did that to a child, a little bitty child. He killed everybody in that store with his bare hands. So yeah, that's the reason why he didn't like his past. And after he did this, his wife and his kids watched him when he picked his child up and ripped his child. Well, when he ripped his child, when he killed that child, his wife and his kids seen that. After they seen that, they got terrified of him. They left. They left him in the store, but later on, Abraham ends up finding them dead, eaten by zombies. And once he finds them dead, he ends up killing his daughter because his daughter, I'm assuming that her brain was still intact because she was the only person who had reanimated. Out of the son and the wife, she was the only person who reanimated. So he shot his daughter in the head. That's why he didn't like his past. And I can understand. That's why I'm telling you, Walking Dead is so deep. It's on a whole nother level. This show is amazing. But like I say, Roy Stark could be his own individual character. And it's unknown about his past. We don't know nothing about his past yet, but we do know he's hunted. Well, we don't know nothing prior to the before the zombie apocalypse occurred about what he was doing. But we do know, but we do know about we don't exactly know what he did when the zombie apocalypse occurred, but he's hunted by his past. And like I say, it says he put on a confident face and he likes to joke. He's like a comedian type of person. But deep down inside, he's really sad about what he did in the past. So, like I said, he could have the same similar traits to Abraham. It doesn't mean he's going to be Abraham. Also, you got to look at it this way. Look at Oscar from the comic. Well, look at Oscar from the show, from season 3. Of course, Oscar is dead, but originally Oscar was supposed to be Dexter. You can tell they have similar traits, the bald head and all that type of stuff, but they changed the personalities up. Oscar wasn't nothing like Dexter from the comic book, and they look exactly alike. The only thing they changed up was they didn't they didn't give Oscar the tattoos on top of his head, and they didn't give him the gold teeth or the gold tooth, because I think Dexter only had one. But yeah, we will see Roy Stark in the first episode of season 4. His characterization better be good. They better not screw his characterization over, because they did this with Michonne and they did this with Tyrese. We don't know nothing about Tyrese. We don't know nothing about Michonne. Nothing. Now Scott Gimple, I have very high hopes for him, and I know he's going to give these characters what they deserve when it comes to character development. So yeah, this was my discussion about Roy Stark. I can't wait to see this character in action in October. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion video, and subscribe, rate, comment, leave y'all thoughts down below, and peace.